So in this episode of Viral Rewind, we're going to look at the Chango Visual Basic Script virus. Now, although this is classified as a virus, it's got more behavior toward what a trojan is, because a virus, it infects files and causes system damage and other things. But with a trojan here, it's basically masquerading as something else, in this case an HTML web document, and then it creates some files that it tries to show to the user later, but it doesn't do any system damage or change files or anything like that. It's mainly just doing actions with Visual Basic Script masquerading as an HTML document. So we have Chango here on the desktop, and again it's an HTML document, so it's showing the Internet Explorer icon there. And if we open this, kind of brings up this little men and women kind of document thing. This is kind of like what you would see in a chain email that, you know, maybe your mother or grandmother would be sending back in the day, in those chain letters that you get in emails that get forwarded around all the time. And you notice on Internet Explorer here, it's got a little dialog box telling us that an ActiveX control on the page might be unsafe to interact with other parts of the page. Do you want to allow this interaction? Well, we'll just say no for now. And then it gives me some stuff about the security about Internet Explorer here. So again, it's just a web page, basic HTML, back in the day with this background, and all this text again is mainly again all the forwarding email chains that you would have seen back in the day. But you notice that it told us something about an ActiveX on the page. So let's see if we can look at the source and see what it might be talking about. So let's look at it in Notepad. And of course we see all the things on here about the font colors and the text layouts with all the breaks and whatnot. Let's keep going down. And what's this here? For the other page, it has this thing. It has objects being declared. A couple of objects, and then look at this script language, Visual Basic Script, and it has all this stuff down here that's making use of Visual Basic Script to run operations. And this is essentially where it's creating files and a couple of other things, but again, it doesn't damage any files on the system or anything. It's mainly creating them, but it's using the vulnerabilities in ActiveX, which is why you don't see a whole lot of ActiveX stuff being used, because again, with vulnerabilities in them, like what this is exploiting to run Visual Basic Script commands. So, you know, we can look in our start menu, look in startup, nothing's there, and we'll look in other directories, because again, it is going to drop files that it's going to make. So let's close this back out. And this, of course, is a newer version of Internet Explorer. The older versions of Internet Explorer allowed ActiveX to run if the page had it in its code, as opposed to asking or warning you about it in later versions like what's on here, because this is a newer version of IE that's on this. So we'll go ahead and say yes. And again, you know, everything looks about the same with this document. Close it out. But now let me go to the start menu. And we get a startup. It now has this trojan.chango.htm here, and that wasn't there before when we looked at it the last time, not running that ActiveX script, which held that VBS script code. So if we open that, we get an entirely different document that has trojan.chango, and then it's got kind of a modification of the first they came from back in the war days, and then it's got a Lara Rogers here at the end of it. And for some reason it's really far over on the side of the page here with nothing but blank space. I don't know why that is, unless it has something to do with its source code. Probably be easier looking at it in WordPad. All this gobbledygook might have something to do with it. Anyway, So not only does it drop it in the startup folder there, which of course means that anytime you start up the computer, this trojan.chango.htm is always going to load up when Windows starts. So let's go ahead and delete that. But that's not the only files that it drops. It also drops 2 files in the Windows directory, which I'm not entirely sure of their purpose, but based on their name, let's see if we can find them here. See, it drops LOGOS.sys and LOGOW.sys, and you notice we got this LOGOW.w98 here. So that's pretty much it for the Chango Visual Basic Script virus. Again, doesn't really do anything harmful to the system aside from create these 2 logo files in that Chango.htm in the startup, which of course will bring it up at startup every time. But that's it for that.